Overwatch. What is up, y'all? My name is Zach. I'm joined on the Saucepan. How you doing tonight?
I'm back again. Cast the game earlier. I'm back again. Round 2. We do this. This time we're going down to Emerald here, and I think it's gonna be pretty good game to see here. I think.
Yeah, we have Miami Caiman versus Kansas City Carnage coming at you tonight for this late night edition. Seems like through both teams have banned through, and Ilios. It looks like Ilios is our opening map, unless I am mistaken. Waiting on chat right now, but yeah. Both teams coming in some different lineups across the board. Squirms coming in for Miami, and Cola Beer coming in for Kansas City. So new lineups, new ideas. Excited to see this match kick off. You got any predictions, Saucepan?
So I haven't seen enough of Kansas City's play here, unfortunately, but little insider info is I just scrimmed against Miami prior to this, and they were looking really solid with this new lineup, I will admit. Because they were running Squirms on the support, and Caiman was on DPS, and they're definitely a force to be reckoned with, for sure.
Yeah, just knowing the players on Miami a little more. Storm, a very prevalent tank player, played on Halifax last season up in Ruby League, now coming back into Emerald, this time leading the charge on this Miami squad. Both teams are ready. We're going into Ilios. Home of the dive. And kind of home of the dive, essentially. Also home of Lucio's getting crazy environmentals as we go to Lighthouse.
Going up on the Lighthouse to start here, though. And dive or not, we will be seeing a Junkrat, for sure.
A Junkrat will come out. Yeah, that's all I can guarantee, chat. As both teams opening up, we have the Janitor over to the Arista, twisted onto the Junkrat, waiting on some more picks. Dragon Master hovering over the Juno. Squirms, new pickup for Miami, onto the Ana, and Dorm onto the Hog.
The Hog. That's what I was seeing earlier, and I think it's a very strong lineup. Yeah, as Caiman on that May there. This is a very strong composition that Miami was running here. And I'm very curious to see how it plays into this Junkrat Hanzo Arisa combo here.
Yeah, a lot of heavy poke damage, a lot of chunk down ability on the side.
And already a pick coming out from the side of Miami.
Yeah, Buns opening up immediately for God Killer. Hanzo down on the side of KCC. Both teams posturing through towards the point.
Dive, pressuring that back line, but it's not going to get anything.
Ring out. Janitor does not have any gold to push through with the ring. And Miami set up on point, get the first cap. Maywell up in the back, trying to isolate off the Janitor. And Twisted turns around, picks off Squirms. That's a lot of healing down. But Caiman answers back for Twisted. Janitor sends Storm right off the side. And it looks like Caiman just opting to take herself off the map. And Kansas, quickly flips 16% on the board for Miami.
And I don't know if that was an intentional stagger on the side of Buns, but I think maybe just farmed some ult charge. I think he still was able to rack up another 20% of that tire there. Just running circles. Yeah, 20%
of the tire, sure, but unfortunately, guess what? Lead gone, and that stagger will hurt Miami so much more in the long run. Storm off of the Hog over to the Zarya, no more as the counter to the Arisa. Ring out on the side from Dragon Master, trying to shuffle everyone through, but huge mind separates off Caiman, forces the nade out early as both teams posturing through. Sleep out, manages to hit the tank, but ring down, tank wakes up, and everyone's going through. God Killer sends some storm arrows right into Dragon Master's skull, and that's the opening pick on the side of Kansas City. Miami just trying to stagger out. Storm trying to build energy, isn't able to get much done, and it's just a Zarya swinging like a wet noodle with the amount of damage she do.
I was about to, and it goes. They were already watching for it. I saw Buns cooking something up there, but looks like it was fell through, and that's just another pick on the side of Miami. There's another person picked off. Now they have to delay the push again, and
unfortunately, Yeah, Storm falls. That's the Zarya energy down. Kamani does trade back for Twisted, though, so it's a 4v3 on the side. 4v3, but right now, Kansas City holding their position, holding aggressively in the choke,
Very
and no one can break through. As we're going through, angling through. Buns onto the Junkrat, comes out, gets the bubble immediately from Storm, body made out, lands onto the tank, but Squirms falls to the hands of Godkiller. Storm arrows. Come on, he blinks her out on point. Juno ult in response from Crystal Burb. Terror Surge out from the Janitor, manages to pick off Kamani, even though she trades back for Nezro, and it's just all Kansas City in the kill feed as we end the round 100 to 16% in favor of Kansas City.
That was definitely the Miami opened strong there, but they're looking a little rough at spots there. Despite it all, I think Kansas just knew how to play around this junk a lot better than Miami expected them to.
Yeah, we're watching Buns basically go out 1v5, trying to find the opening pick, trying to make a hero play happen, and sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't. More often than not, it's not working, and unfortunately, the rest of Miami are paying for it in spades.
Oh, very much so.
Yeah,
and
as we...
I was gonna say, even with their... and even if he's not going for a hero play, like, big team play thing he pulls off is just consistently displacing that tank, hitting those like concussion mine and a concussion mine, throwing that tank off. But I think that Orisa Gold has just been what's preventing that from happening, and Janitor's been able to stay that Orisa, just hold that front line and not get pressured at all by this Junkrat. Yeah,
as we open up onto runes now, Pharmacy and a Widowmaker on the side of Kansas City. How does Miami respond? Unfortunately, well, I should say that they respond by sending a conch mine right up into Twisted's skull, takes him out, but Godkiller rips the head right off of the Junkrat. Buns is down, and Miami anchoring towards the point thanks to the Kamani's May wall. No one can get in.
So they're trying to play that inside of that point here to avoid the Widow LOS, and it's definitely going to be it's a scary position to play, though, because now it becomes a nice little shooting gallery for that Orisa.
Yeah, Squirms manages to pick off Twisted again, res out from the side of Crystal Burb, and Godkiller answers right on back with Squirms. Dragon Master falls to the hands of the Janitor, and it's just all over. Last bit of stagger out. Kamani getting staggered out heavily, and it's just OG Bones on the Hanzo now, coming back. Has to give up point. Suzu out immediately from the side of Squirms, helps get Buns right out of there, and does not pay for it with his life this time.
Yeah. You know you're applying a lot of pressure to that Junkrat if you're forcing him to switch here to this Hanzo now. It's not as if this isn't a comfortable pick for him either, but it's definitely... it's not working. They're playing something else, and that far is going to fall. It's going to get res immediately.
Nice icicle from Kamani to force the res out of Crystal Burb. Barrage out immediately gets taken down before the voice line can finish. Thanks to the hands of the Baptiste on the side of Miami, and it's just Crystal Burb flying out with their life. Window out on the side of Miami. What can they get done? Spinning through. Baywall up, and it just forces everyone back. Miami anchoring towards the point, but Kamani on the very tail end rips off the Janitor. Godkiller comes back, answers for OG Buns, and finds another one on the side, getting Squirms.
That Mercy drop low didn't get picked, and we have Twisted on the Bastion now.
Yeah,
likely to pressure that Zarya more.
Likely to pressure the Zarya more.
Speaking of which.
Yeah, Storm unfortunately gets caught as he's trying to retreat. Falls very late. Twisted falling very low, getting the help of the Mercy pocket right now. A little bit of love from the Ana as well, and Storm off of the Zarya over to the D.Va, trying to find some sort of answer to the comp that KCC are running. But these snipers are trolling the sidelines. Dragon Strike out, immediately trying to tunnel through point. Separates out the horse. Everyone on the side of Miami trying to force him down, but Squirms turns around. Squirms and the Buns turning around, picking off two.
Nano's going to come out there.
Yeah.
Kind of counter that with the Blizzard, but Orisa's going to gold her way out of that. No trouble, but Miami slipping that point.
Miami, little expensive coming into that fight, but do manage to turn around, flip the point. Kamani, beautiful pick off as she finds Nevro. Squirms answers back for the Janitor. Godkiller, again, ever so lethal on that sniper, rips the head off of Dragon Master. but Storm coming up over the top, answers back. Crystal does manage to res the horse back into the fight, so no more extra lives on the table. Twisted turns around, finds OG Buns. Hanzo down, slot machine down, no mercy on the other side to bring him back. Kamani falls very low, forced to block early on point. Janitor spinning through, using jab to force Kamani back, forcing the gold out as well. But as they're holding the space, it's just all coming back through. Kamani isolated, sent right into the wall by the Janitor. Storm does turn around, manage to clean up. Squirms coming back through as well, Twisted, and Squirms answers back, making their debut, finding two.
Pick after pick after pick, and that Dragon Strike is a what's the Hanzo ult? I don't know. I think it's Dragon Strike.
Dragon Strike, yeah.
It zones that point out real bad, and the whole time that Miami did not drop point there. They got pressured. Yeah. People get picked, but they were able to take that back, fall back to point, reclaim that space, and maintain that whole fight, and ultimately flip it. And it's gonna be 1-1 now on the match point to decide it all. Well.
Yeah. We got a series on our hands, and we're going to the well. Are we going to see any hogs? We did see Storm bring it out earlier on Lighthouse. Does the Janitor have a hog in them? We shall wait to see. But change up
the Torb, however.
Yeah, we're seeing a Torb. We have Lucio Brig. We are seeing. Okay, the Janitor is answering. Janitor is answering back with a hog. Storm's not opting for the hog, instead sticking to his guns on the D.Va. And yeah, as both teams opening up, Hanzo out immediately from Godkiller, trying to get some opening scout. Twisted falling really low to some poke, gets around the corner, gets carried by their supports. Yao immediately falls really low. Storm charge around, cleans it up. That's the opening pick on the side, going for Miami. Janitor just making their way out, vaping through. Point unlocks, Twisted off of the Hanzo onto the soldier, but the Lucio falls very low, manages to back up. Miami angling into the point. Bionate out, gets answered with the lamp and the Suzu on the side of Miami. But the sword doesn't matter. Turns around, picks off Godkiller. Entering back for two. Hog hooks tank, and OG Buns turns around, finishes the Hog, squirms, sending a kunai straight into Twisted's skull, and it's all Miami in the kill feed.
We're going to see some immediate switches out on the side of Kansas City here, dropping that Hanzo for a Cassidy and dropping that Roadhog. Forgot who's playing for a hot second there. Roadhog for a Zarya here, going immediately just for that counter pick. Want to pressure that Zarya a lot more, and it's smart choice. Not only is it into pressure the D.Va into D.Va, also into Junk, and we're going to see an opening pick here in that baby, but trade for the Soldier.
Yeah, huge. That's another pick on the list. Huge flashback from Godkiller, but Buns, sure, who got?
One-handedly, single-handedly. It's my fight now. My fight.
Yeah. Mom said it's my turn to win the fight. Storm,
you killed my tank? Mine.
Yeah. Speaking of Storm, he's coming back onto the Roadhog now. No more D.Va says, okay, you want to play Zarya? Fine, let's play this map for what it is.
This game.
Let's go fishing.
Exactly.
Buns anchoring through, trying to get something done. Bots out immediately on the side of Squirms, trying to get something through, but Janitor turns around, manages to pick off OG Buns. There goes the Junkrat that just won their last fight. He beat out from Nevro and manages to turn around, pick off Storm. Lamp does come out, but unfortunately, it's all coming up KCC in the kill feed, as we have 80% in counting on the board. One fight territory for Miami.
Like Miami's got that visor. They've been holding that in the thing here, but I think even though they committed both support ults, I think it's definitely a smart decision not to commit anymore, even if it maybe could have won that fight. Just take that reset, and we're seeing this visor come out.
Yeah, Money opening up with the visor. Can she get anything done with it? Unfortunately, doesn't. Falls to the hands of the Janitor. Crystal turns around, picks off Storm. Deadeye out, probably use it for a reload or to zone off. Either way, that's a cheap fight win. Going on the side of KCC.
Same thing with that Riptire there is, it got Suzu'd up, but again, it buys resources, it buys space, and it might not have gotten a pick, but it got resources, and it's sometimes just as good. And we're going to see Buns get picked off on the side here, on the highlight of that windmill.
Yeah, sometimes you take a junk 1v1 on the high ground, and unfortunately Twisted won it out this time. Bionade out, gets cleansed away thanks to Squirm's Suzu, and it's just sitting and waiting for Buns to come back from spawn. Sleep Dart out, Storm trying to body block as much as possible for his Kiriko. By his time, Twisted still sitting on the high ground, spamming down for free as both teams are rotating. Both teams are posturing, rotating through. Looks like Miami is trying to rotate through Cage, trying to meet people, but Godkiller turns around, picks off OG Buns. Maywell, yeah, nice Maywell up from the side of Kamani to isolate Godkiller. And it's now 80%. Hook out, there we go! There's the pick you need, Storm. Yeah.
That's going to be a pick on the Storm's going to lose his support, but they got that rush out beforehand, so it's still not a total loss. Pressuring the Ana out of position there, and
yeah, Crystal holding on to their rally. Does die with it, unfortunately. Another nice hook out from Storm, manages to get the Cassidy back, and sure, KCC managed to get it to 99%, but unfortunately, one fight territory for both teams now. Immediately opening up with the implication matrix on the side of Miami.
They don't want to give them a chance to fight, but KCC is a good fight here. They're going to have 4 ults going in this fight. They took that lost fight. They didn't burn any ults in the process, and I think they're going to try to use as many of them here as they can. But can they even touch?
Oh, they can!
Going to come in and get that touch. Going to pop the immediate Riptire, but nothing.
Yeah, pays with his life on coming back to Crystal. Yep, Nano out onto the brig, and it's a Nano brig. Run away.
Oh, they're going to get that Deadeye wall off that Deadeye, though, and it doesn't matter.
Beautiful wall from Kamani, known for her May play. Nice hook to cancel the Deadeye from Storm, and it's a Blizzard out from Kamani trying to zone the last little bits and pieces out. Janitor onto the Wrecking Ball, gets hooked off the map again. This time can't damage themselves to save themselves, and it'll be Miami taking map 1, 2-1 on Ilias.
They said you can have first point. We'll take these next 2. This is our fight to win here.
Yeah. As we see Twisted play the game coming from the side of KCC, their Junkrat. But yeah, as we're watching this map commence, it felt like a tale of 2 teams, and it's just who's making the opening plays and who is not being picked first as they're going for those plays.
Yeah, very, very much so. This is a very, very close game. 2 very evenly matched teams, and it is just down to who can get that first pick. But it's not just that first pick, it's who can capitalize on that first pick.
Yeah, both teams forcing a lot of resources, a lot of poke in the choke. It's whoever can turn around then and find ways to capitalize on the fact that they burned resources, that they burned time. We saw at the very end, as soon as Miami took the point, early amplification matrix out from Dragon Master to force KCC back, and then once they get through, okay, Storm just says whole hog time, wall up from Kamani to separate the rest of the team, and the tank gets picked and unfortunately lights out on the side of KCC to take map 1. Very last well played last fight. There you go, on the side of Miami there, and that definitely is Kansas City going in at 4 ults, and it just did not matter, because they just could not use them well enough to go for them there. Exactly. So KCC go down map 1. We have our map pool, but we have hybrid, we have clash, we have clash point, so clash or flashpoint, we have push, we have escort. Where do you go? I would think with this comp that they've been running, I'd probably want to take a hybrid or an escort here. I think being able to take alongside that, I think being able to take a map where Godkiller can dominate on that Widow is something that they're definitely not able to play with here. I think you want to pick a map that's just going to play to your strengths to see what worked, because on Ruins there, that's what dominated. That Widow was getting a lot of value, and I think if I was KCC here, I want to be playing to that. Yeah. We do have a substitution coming in on the side of KCC. Twisted is out. Colabir is in. Colabir last season playing on Halifax, a really solid, really reliable player coming in. Same team that Storm played on. Once teammates, now rivals. And we do have the map pick in. Twisted and KCC have picked Circuit Royale. Coming up next. So that Widow map. They know what they're doing here. Yeah, hey, if Godkiller was hitting shots like that on Ilios, finding ways where they traded fights 2-3, you know, they would trade fights down, but Godkiller's finding those opening picks. Sure, why not go with it as well? Another substitution coming in, Storm coming out of the lineup, Dojemeister coming in. Is this a signal that we're seeing Doge tank again?
I would like to think so. I think they're going to put him, because it's Circuit, it's the Sigma. I think they're going to put him on the Sigma here.
Put him onto the Sigma, but if you're Miami, sure, you have Dojemeister coming in, but how does Miami respond? We saw Buns have to move away from their signature Junkrat pick and play Hanzo, play heroes that probably weren't the normal comfort picks. And Kamani, for as much work as she was able to do on that Mei, I don't know that you can force the Mei going through. At least on going through on
maybe
Circuit.
the Hanzo will work here. Maybe he'll just open with that Hanzo, lock that in, and play that sightline. It might not be as powerful as the Widow, but it's still a long sightline. It's still a sniper. There's still some value you can get out of that.
Yeah. As we're waiting for both teams to confirm that they're ready, Miami opting to attack first, KCC on the defense, going into Circuit Royale.
Let's see where this goes. Let's see how this first point here. Let's see what some of these teams open with. Let's see if some of our predictions are right. Are we going to see a Widow? Are we going to see the Hans? Are we going to see that Sigma here?
Yeah, I mean, Saucepan, you and I both play this game a lot. We know what Circuit Royale is. We know these are the long sight lines. We know this is Widow's playground. Did get reworked ahead of this UR season, so it plays a little differently now. But yeah, all right.
Yeah. Sigma Mirror and that Widow's coming out. See, I think what would have been a very interesting thing to see is the inside room right in front of the attacker spawn here, playing this strat, hiding there with like a Rhine, Brawl, Bruiser type comp, and then just wait for them to push that pillar around the corner and go behind them, flipping around, and then switch those positions. I think that would have been a really interesting niche strategy to see. Or the classic teleport on top of the high ground, teleport on top of the spawn. An old classic.
Started in Season 4, still continues to this day. Both teams opening up. KCC on the defense, Godkiller onto the Widowmaker, Janitor back onto the Sigma. Colabeer playing DPS this time. Playing DPS, coming in for Twisted. Playing the Sojourn. Both teams coming out. Sigma Mirrors coming across. Early wall up, manages to get the Janitor isolated off. Rock out, manages to stop the Janitor's hands from going through, but Bionade unfortunately misses. Dojemeister answered in turn with a rock himself. Using the hands early, trying to poke up, posture through. Janitor falling really low. Hands out, Rock does not manage to connect this time, but a Sleep Dart does. Bionade does connect this time, gets cleansed off from the Suzu. Lamp out, and both teams are fighting, but it's Colabeer answering back immediately with the headshot onto Dragonmancer, and Godkiller answers back for the other support. KCC up 2-0 in this fight.
If I was Miami here, I would have try to at least back up, not fighting on this point. You're down both supports there. You're playing a rough and dangerous game, trying to just maintain this fight going in a 3v5 scenario with no support. And as a result, Buns gets picked. They're going to be down again. Now they have to just wait for another reset.
Yeah, another late stagger from this DPS player. You have to ask yourself, is it worth it for this Junkrat to keep getting into these positions where, sure, sometimes you're going to trade around and find 3, but at the opposite end, you're going to trade around and just give up a fight really late like that. Bionade out, Dojemeister falls really low, using the hands and using the lamp in order to survive, but another rock out, Dojemeister half, but OG Buns this time answering. Yeah, answers back for Colabeer, gets up, answers immediately. Godkiller didn't know what hit him, and Buns for 3. Buns will get 3. Buns will get 3. Can he get 4? No, Crystal Burb says no more. Takes out the Junkrat, but everyone else on the side on Miami are cleaning up in his place.
Yeah, very, very good flank. They're just duking it out with that Sojourn for a good while while the tanks you know, busy just throwing little orbs at each other. And as soon as he gets that pick, it's a steamroll. Soj into Widow into that Kiriko there, and by that point, that's Miami's fight.
Yeah, and Miami getting A off of that push. Godkiller popping the sights. Every wall hacks initiated, trying to see whatever he can do. Going for a jump shot, able to get anything? No, unfortunately misses with that jump shot, and shield right up in his face. Rock out from Janitor. May drops the Blizzard. Nevro has to depart with both cooldowns, and Flux up on the side of Miami manages to pick off Crystal Burb, and Janitor answers back. OG Bums dropping a Riptire. Godkiller shoots it down, but everyone else on the side of KCC is falling. Colbeer, the last one remaining, trying to get out. Unfortunately, Dogemeister shuts the door in his face.
And real good push of Miami's momentum here. They're not dropping any time. They are making sure, because they're almost at second point here, and that's one fight in. Only one fight, and now they're gonna have two. And if they win this, they're already at second point. Yeah,
Godkiller off the Widowmaker onto the Sombra, new Sombra this patch. Falls really low, has to translocate their way out of there. Another Flux. Rock misses from Dogemeister. Janitor does manage to pick off Squirms in midair. Colbeer does manage to get buns, and it's all coming up real clutch for the side of KCC. Dogemeister falls really low. Janitor takes him out. Dragonmaster answers back for Colbeer, but it's just him left alone on this point, and they're staggering.
But Kamani's just trying to get out, and gonna get staggered as well there.
Yeah, nice shot on the side of Crystal Burb to take out Kamani as she's backing her way up, recognizing when the fight is lost. But that's the first time we are seeing KCC finally stabilize, and what a better time to do it, stabilizing right before they give up B.
Unfortunately, though, it looked like it cost them a lot of ults, 3 ults in that process, and while Miami might not have any, they're still coming up on that nano, but it's going to be a trade there of Dragon Master for Godkiller. And
Dragon Master for Godkiller, new Sombra, watching the Sombra get some work put in as Godkiller's making their way up for the EMP. As both teams are posturing up, huge Bionade gets 2, man, and Suzu, unfortunately, isn't in time to save. No Suzu on the side of Miami, and another lost fight. Both teams are coming through. Colbeer's shooting the SMG, trying to find anything else. Unfortunately, not able to find anything else as the rest of Miami back up. Lost fight, 90 seconds left on the clock. What can you do?
I think press Q, I think, is the answer here. They have 3 ults, and they got 2 real close there. They're going to have 5 ults going to this fight against the maybe 2 on the side of Kansas City. They're going for this little wraparound play, going around, and they're going to try to meet the midpoint, and they're going to open with that pick onto Colbeer there. And the Blizzard's going to come out, but they're going to counter with an EMP.
Yeah, unfortunately, EMP does not manage to hit Snowball and cancel the Blizzard, so Kamani, beautiful May play from the side of Kamani. Early wall to cut off the sightline so the Sig doesn't have to throw the shield. They rotate through. Sure, Godkiller manages to drop the EMP and get everyone, but misses critically, misses Snowball. So that Blizzard still gets set off. Kamani answers back, and Miami take point B.
I think we're missing one other crucial factor in that fight is, as soon as that EMP ends, is we saw a delayed Flux out of Janitor there. Because by the time he went to Flux, Sleep Dart was back online, and he got immediately canceled out of that. I saw that Sigma sleeping. I thought I heard that voice line. I look up on that alt charge. It's at the 0%. So what could have been a massive combo of EMP Flux just completely goes nowhere. And
unfortunate timing. Early window from Dragon Master manages to force KCC back. Godkiller does trade back for Buns, even though Buns does take out Colbeer.
Flux
out. Manages to get Crystal Burb and Nevro. Nevro gets pulled out of it, so does not get affected by the slam. Crystal Burb survives long enough to not get picked. Beautiful play out of the Lifeweaver as we see the unique interactions between Lifeweaver and Sigma.
So it looks like Miami's trying to do that's a very big wall. It's isolating that tank there, but it looks like Miami's not going to be able to get a whole lot out of it, other than just some damage farm, but you saw that Kiriko dropping low there.
Yeah, Nevro dropping
that rush and force Miami back.
Yeah, and all of Miami backing up say, okay, you want to drop the rush, you want to do that, we'll just disengage. Goodbye. That's an ult off the board. We are playing on our own terms. As Miami angling through, trying to get something done. Godkiller coming real close to an EMP. As I say that though, Caster Curse him, OG Buns manages to turn around, pick him off with the Junkrat. As both teams poking through, posturing through, Miami rotating, wrapping around all the way on the outside, trying to find their, posturing. Maywell out, doesn't manage to really get anyone, also forcing the block out of Kamani as well. Oh, and unfortunately, Kamani crosses the Blizzard. Yeah, nice eat on the side of the Janitor. They're denying Kamani's ult. And it's Orisa Terra Surge up. Manages to get 2 with the Terra Surge.
Both support.
Yeah, and answers back with Doge
nice cleanup on the side of KCC there. Just pop an EMP for the fun of it.
EMP, celebratory tree, why not? Why not? But if you're on the side, if you are on the side of Miami, you will take both of those. You will take both of those points because the way it was playing for some of the time, it felt like any sort of progress, any sort of point didn't seem likely.
So, Miami's coming in there. They got 2 points, and they got. If I was them, I would not want to let them maybe get first here, because once you start to get into that, even past that first point, they get second point. You're into dangerous territory there, because you want to buy as much time. You want to hold for as long as you can there, because there is no round 2. It's just this is for all the marbles here right now. Yeah. Well, we saw it prominently. Godkiller, known for their Widowmaker, played it on Ilios Runes, looked really solid on it, and all of a sudden, playing on the defense, had to swap over to the Sombra for a last-minute contest. And sure, they stuck with it, but now they're on the attack. So Godkiller's back onto the Widowmaker. What can he get done? Because I'm excited to see here on this attacking phase for them, seeing what they pull out with this Widowmaker. Yeah, this is KCC's map. This is the map that could turn around and put them, give them a foothold into this series. What can they get done? Dogemeister over to the Zarya. No other big change up. I think they're still expecting, a Junkrat coming out. Or expecting something, but. Or just they're going in for that, expecting that Orisa again, or even Sigma. Either one is if Janitor is flexing on either character, Zarya would be a phenomenal pick there, and I think that's just what they're predicting here. Yeah, but we know there's a Widowmaker on the other side, and we're opting to give her full sightlines. As I say that though, a lot of players falling low, forced apart with the lamp and the Bionade on the side of Miami, and Kamani needs to block. Yeah, gets the block force out of her. Godkiller turns around, finds OG Buns. There's the opening pick that you need on the side of KCC. Janitor comes around, cleans up Dragon Master, and it's just Colbeer over the top, free shooting as he's forcing everyone on the side of Miami back. Fine. That would Dogemeister falling extremely low, bubbles himself. For, Miami here. Bubbles himself. Unfortunately, not lucky, not able to get enough resources, and does fall to the Janitor. The Orisa coming through from range, and. Yeah, it's one opening pick from that Widowmaker, and all of a sudden, we're at the end of A. Miami have to touch and contest. Kamani block out. Also, Dragon Master parting with the lamp as well. Probably a miscommunication. As I say that though, Dragon Master and OG Buns turn around, pick off 2. Janitor gets Kamani Doge back onto the Sigma, and Miami managed to hold right before A. KCC coming with 2 minutes here, just about. Because by the time they get ready, they can even set up for the next fight. They'll have that 2 minutes on the clock. We need to move the payload. Yeah, coming back in, huge clutch up on the side of Miami to stop, the payload from getting all the way to the end of point A, and both teams coming up with a war chest of ultimates. Godkiller ripping the sights immediately. Wall hacks initialized for the side of KCC. Janitor falling really low, has to part with the spin. Has to part with the spin here early. Colbeer using some LOS to
save themselves from the blizzard, but OG Buns turns around, gets 2 with the Rip Tire. Kamani turning around, finding the Janitor, and it's all cleaning up from the side of Miami in the kill feed. Coldbeard does manage to get an exit pick onto Squirms, but looks like
might not matter.
Gonna pay for it with their life. Yeah, unfortunate.
No, you know, despite it all, Miami had to commit a lot of ults that fight. They committed 3 ults that fight, and KCC only committed the 2, but they switched, so it didn't even matter about using the 1 because they went for a different support pick there. So ultimately, only truly committing 1 ult to that fight there.
Yeah, just one Widow sights down. Orisa coming in with the Terror Surge, manages to get the lamp out of Dragon Master. Kamani isolated, no spear, can't cancel out the flux, but unfortunately Doge Master misses and doesn't hit anyone. Death Blossom out in the back doesn't manage to hit anyone, but does manage to take out Squirms before falling himself to the janitor.
Right now.
Yeah, it's just
looking KCC here.
Yeah, KCC, the very end, managed to batter through. 30 seconds left on the clock. OG Buns trying to escape with their life, does manage to make it out. Not gonna cast a curse from this time.
But we did it.
I cast a curse from.
Wasn't me this time. Wasn't me this time.
I've been doing it all series long, unfortunately. But
that was me earlier.
Yeah. Yeah, you get it for Series 1, I get it for Series 2. We'll trade off.
We'll trade it.
We'll trade it. Rock manages to land onto the Reaper, has to part with the Wraith with the Wraith form early in order to make it out with their lives.
Real low here.
Yeah, and Nevro over to the Moira and Crystal Burp onto the Life Weaver. What can they get done? Tree coming up real soon, but Windows zoning everyone on the side of KCC off of the cart, respecting the sight lines of that window. Godkiller on the side manages to get Conch Mind up and out of position from Buns. Coming back up, Kamani sniffs it out. She starts marking that flank with the Soldier 76. Early hands from Dogemeister trying to get anything done. And Godkiller this time coming up. Gets slurped and rocked. Oh my god, gets the military experience.
Tree comes out, doesn't matter. Double tire pick again.
Yeah.
And
okay, Buns.
It's looking very good fight for Miami.
Yeah. Just double tire off. Buns just is doing this. He's just 1 tire, 2 tire. Sure. Sometimes you have a dud every once in a while, but when you're getting picks like that, yeah, I guess you can stagger yourselves.
Yeah. Speaking of staggers, that Orisa stagger there is definitely going to hurt KCC's attack here. They were coming out of that fight with 1.5 minutes left, and now they're going to barely have a minute going into this next fight.
Yeah. Final 60 seconds of their attack. Early Gold manages to shake off Dogemeister's rock. OG Buns turns around, picks off the Moira. That's a large chunk of healing down, plus the Coalescence now off the table. Godkiller turns around, finds OG Buns, pays for it with their life. Terra Surge out, gets the lamp out from Dragon Master, and the Janitor just uses Gold to get out of there.
It's going to pick that Juno.
Yeah.
Nano Visor to clean up.
Yeah. Unfortunately not too lucky and falls. Nano Visor out onto Nano Visor just for the cleanup, and that's our final 30 seconds. What does KCC have left in their tank? Can they make it to the end of B?
They got Coalescence, and looks like they're coming under a Visor, and you could argue that Nano Visor, little overkill, but maybe it doesn't matter because they're going to pick Godkiller off before the fight even starts.
Yeah. Final 10 seconds. You have to go into this fight 4v5. Someone's got to touch. Who's gonna do it? Window immediately gets ripped in front of the cart. Orisa gets in just in time, but Cole will be your first to fall.
They get a res.
Yes, they are going to get a res, but
Orisa.
Yeah, unfortunate timing. Sombra back into the back line. Dragon Master cleaning up for 2. Nevo turns around, manages to finally put down the Baptiste on the side of Miami, but it's just Cole. But Colebeer, okay. Colebeer, turn around. I say that. OG Buns does turn around for 2, and Colebeer last to fall, and it'll be Miami going up 2-0 in the series.
Very strong showing on the side of Miami here again. Is just very, I'm losing the words. That train of thought's crashing in the station here. But it's very strong showing on this defense here. He's only giving up that first point, and even then, barely doing so. But
yeah, overall, if you're KCC, you pick that map for Godkiller to, find the picks on the Widowmaker, and you just turn around and say,
completely flipped on your head.
Yeah, just okay. Run into some Junkrat. Why not? Run into some Junkrat. Run into some May. Why not? But KCC down 2-0 in the series. It's not over yet, but they have either hybrid, clash or flash, or push left in their pool. Where do you go?
So we're seeing some switches out here first. Honestly, I'd say just stick with the classics. Go for that hybrid. They went for the escort here. Maybe try to see if they can get value out of that Widow again. Go for a Hollywood. Maybe an Eichenwald. Pull something out with either of those maps. See, play those sidelines. Play that castle, for example. Play the Cowboy Studio set. Use those sidelines to your advantage. But you don't know. You never know. It could also go just like Circuit here, but. Even then, it's still, as much as it's 2-0 and you might want to say it's Miami's game here, I think it can still go either way. As it was a very, very, very close past two maps. Honestly, it's been very, very close for these teams. Very two evenly matched teams. And I think it's just boiling down to who's getting value out of those early picks and fights, who's playing these, making good plays off these picks, who's, using ult combos really well here. And it's just coming down to who does that better. For either of these teams here.
It is a 2-0 in the series, but do not let the scorelines deceive you. The series is a lot closer than what we are able to show here. Both of these teams playing very well, very evenly with each other, always going back and forth, back and forth.
Very much so.
Yeah, as we're waiting for maps and subs to come through, both teams. KCC, you have to feel for them.
Very much so, because it is as I said, it is still anybody's game despite the 2-0. But sometimes that 2-0 is scary. It's a looming thing. Is you lose this map, it's done. It's said and done. But you can pull that reverse sweep. It's happened before, and it can easily happen again. Yeah,
as we are coming through, we do have a substitution coming in. Nevro coming back into the lineup. Twisted coming out of the lineup.
Interesting to see what comes out of this here. Do you think we're gonna see Colby be flexed onto the support now, or is Twisted gonna be the one flexing onto the support here?
Well, Twisted is coming out of the lineup, so I would think, knowing Colby a little bit more, from last season, he was a DPS and support fill for that Halifax team, probably means Colby goes over to support with Crystal. Nevro comes back in to play DPS. Still waiting on KCC to give us our map pick. They have either hybrid, clash or flash, or push left in the pool, and then that's it. They have to win maps from here on out, and they don't get any advantages in choosing where they want to go.
They have very, very, very little luxury after that. So hopefully they're going to pick their best one here. And speaking of hybrid, they went for that Eichenwald here. So they got to hope that should they take this map too, they got to hope that those next two that push and Flashpoint or Clash go in their favor as well. Hopefully they get a favorable map for their team there.
Yeah, opting to go to Eichenwalde. Miami calling out that they wanted to defend first instead of attack. So sides are flipping going as we go into it. But Eichenwalde on the side of KCC, very good, again, long sight lines can benefit Godkiller a lot more. And if the janitor also wants to go, whether you want to do the Sigma Mirror, whether you want to do, the Orisa, really leaves you open for those. But on the side of Miami, we've been talking about him all night, but OG Buns and the Junkrat.
I was just about to say that. This is a junk. This is such a Junkrat spot here. This is something that could make or break this map for Miami here. And I understand why they want to go defense first, because again, they want to set that tempo. They want to full hold that point, and they're going to try to use that Junkrat to do so. Definitely going to be a interesting sign of life here.
Yeah.
Sign of life. Hey, but just you get what I'm saying. It's going to be a very interesting defense here out of Miami with this Junkrat.
Yeah. Either way, as we're going into this map, Miami opting to attack first, forcing KCC onto the defense.
No, they're switching it around. Miami's going for this defense here. They chose their defense likely to run that Sigma Junkrat.
Oh yeah, my bad. I can read chat.
No, you're all good. You're all good.
I can read chat.
I'm locking in the zone here.
Yeah.
So maybe they're not going for the Sig here because they're going for the Ramattra on the defense. But as I said, we called this Junkrat. We saw this coming. I mean, what else would he play? But maybe we'll change it. We'll go the Hanzo here. But it's the Junkrat map. Come on now.
No, it very much is a junk map, whether we like to acknowledge it or not. I know, Saucepan, you are a junk aficionado. The hero exists. But on the side of KCC, in the attacker spawn, and Twisted back in, Colbert still over at the DPS position. What can they get done with this? What can they get done with this Diva Juno Tracer comp?
Immediate pick on a God Killer.
Yeah. Come on, KCC. You've known that they've been running
Trap
this junk.
Door.
Yeah, you gotta expect.
It's the classic.
You gotta expect it at this point if you're coming through. Early Dynamite outmanages to
this coming.
Yeah. Dynamite outmanages to catch the Diva on fire. Both teams poking, posturing through. Janitor flying up, immediately gets chunked down below half, forcing Twisted TP up to start caring for them, and everyone on the side of KCC rotating through. But OG Buns over the top manages to pick off Crystal, manages to pick off God Killer. That's 2 down to the hands of this Junkrat, and it's all coming up Miami in the kill feed. Dragon Master manages to break the Diva out of mech, and it's just Storm and Dragon Master coming through, swinging on through, finding the cleanup. Colbert making his way out. Minute off the clock on this attack, and KCC, it feels like we're just getting into the choke, and we're stagnating there, and guess who wants to spam down in a choke?
Junkrat.
Exactly.
It's something fish in a barrel, as they say.
Yeah.
We're seeing a venture come out. It's my day. I'm so ecstatic to see this come out. Will it matter? Will it be the difference maker? We can hope so.
We can hope, but unfortunately, a pin right into the cart manages to take Janitor out of mech.
Pop that tire. Take that baby.
Yeah, take the baby out, but
and venture pick, unfortunately.
Everyone's coming back through. Colbert does manage to stick Squirms. That's a nice stick on the side of the Tracer as he's making his debut.
Definitely pulls a delay in Miami's defense here. Makes them have to play a little safer, but only a little bit, because that BAP can output a whole lot of healing. And with Ant Matrix up, you can go, it's fine, I'm the solo support here.
Yeah,
I'll pop this.
Yeah, why not? Colbert caught in the backline, trying to harass, trying to draw some attention away, immediately meets the business end of the Viper from Dojemeister. And KCC, another minute off the clock, another beautiful slam into the wall. And big slam manages to get 2, and
we're going to see that Orbital Ray come out into a...
Yeah.
And I think we're just pressing alts to celebrate here at this point. Orbital Ray, the Nano, the Ant Matrix.
Little expensive. I mean, we do see Crystal Burb swapping over to the Ana to match Squirms.
Likely why.
Yeah, but
saying why not? I'll pop it.
Why not? Yeah, you probably don't want to drop the, Orbital Ray, or you don't want to drop the Nano late. As I say that, though, OG Buns managed to pick off God Killer. Again,
Brutal
opening picks on this Junkrat. Turns around, manages to find Crystal Burb. Ana off the table as well, and it's just the Janitor sitting up on high ground. Sends a Diva Bomb into the back. What can you get done with it? Manages to get the lamp and Dogemeister. Okay, I see you.
We're gonna see the Sire come out and trade that Ash. Almost called her by her gun.
Yeah.
Taking the Venture off again.
Yeah. Beautiful Bionate on the side of Squirms. Manages to not only save Buns, but also land onto the Diva mech. Diva can't get any resources, and OG Buns turns around and says, "Thank you for the healing," and I'm gonna turn around and pick off the baby Diva.
The early pick on the Moira there.
Yeah, early pick. Nice early Dynamite, forcing the burrow out from the Venture. Godkiller trying to get something done. Manages to get Buns really low, but unfortunately can't finish the kill off in time and pays her with their life. And Buns just gets to laugh all the way to the bank. Anyone to touch point? No one.
Not at all. And looks like Miami got what they wanted here. They got that full hold, and now they just need that one tick, and they're gonna definitely play really Russian here, real aggressive.
Why not? But if you are on the side of KCC, the series is not over yet. The map is not over yet. The best you can hope for is a draw. So, if you're in those comms, it's something. It's not much, but it is something.
It's a lifeline. It keeps you going at least somewhat.
Yeah. Find your way to lock in. All you have to do from here, take 4 minutes off the clock. That's it. And if Godkiller or Golbeer are sitting on your DPS lineup, I'm pretty sure they can turn around and find enough opening picks and enough frags to fill 4 minutes of hold.
Coming with that Pharah and Bastion combo here, definitely playing into that Junkrat just a little bit here.
Yeah, the Pharah rain down rockets on the Junkrat. Dogemeister again back over to the Ash to answer back and keep the Pharah in check. We do have Twisted over onto the Illari.
Interesting pick here after going the Moira last round. Moira Kiri, I believe, actually.
Yeah, you like the pick in order to try and find something. OG Buns up over the top. Godkiller sniffs it out immediately
and immediate pick.
Yep. Okay. But sure.
Back to back, immediate first fight picks.
Yep. 15 seconds off the clock, and Miami just have to sit and wait, twiddle their thumbs while they wait for the Junkrat to come off the spawn, and the rest of KCC get to just poke in the choke for free.
And Buns is wising up. He's not going over the building again now. He's giving it a second. He's going to spam main. He's going to break that Rhine shield. He's going to hope he gets a pick through that Rhine shield.
Yeah, but as everyone from Miami are trying to rotate through, Bionade out manages to land onto 2 members from the side of Crystal, unable to find enough capitalization to get everything through. But Coldbeer turns around, this time is the one to take the Junkrat out first, manages to turn around, pick off Dogemeister as well, and there we go. Minute off the clock. That's 2 team fights down. Only a couple more to go, and that draw is in sight.
Very much so.
Yeah. Coldbeer just taking a nice little nap in the choke, getting shielded off by the Rhine. And yeah.
Coming up on that ult as well. And
yeah, now as the ults are coming up, early window from Dragon Master trying to force the team through, but Coldbeer turning around with the Bastion ult, zoning people off, and Godkiller over the back manages to get 2 before falling to the hands of Squirms.
Barrage.
And
doesn't matter. That's enough for KCC here. They to be able to steadily hold.
Yep, and that should be enough for KCC to continue their hold. Twisted does have the Captain Sun. Unfortunately, Buns does manage to get the late pick onto Crystal Burn. So it is just the Illari. Pylon is up, which is nice, but you are going to be coming into that next fight down the Ana. Nano Junkrat.
The Nano Junk here.
Yeah.
And he's going to take out that Rhine there.
Yeah.
Definitely excited to see where this goes.
Yeah, Captain Sun out manages to pick off Dragon Master. The Janitor does fall, and it's Storm on point as the Diva. OG Buns answers back with a tire, manages to pick up Crystal Burb, and yeah, that's it.
That's gonna be it.
That'll be the series. Miami taking it in a clean 3-0. But don't get it twisted. Don't get it wrong. These maps were close.
Very close. This was about the first map that was a little more sided to one team, but even then, Miami did not necessarily have the easiest attack. It took them some time to get just this one tick, but
yes, KCC showing signs of life. Colabir, the new pickup onto KCC, proving why he deserves to be playing.
Very much
on this team. Yeah.
Consistently getting a lot of value out of any hero they were picking here.
Anything he can pick up, managed to turn around and help Godkiller, alongside Godkiller, give KCC some signs of life. But Miami, you'll take the win. You'll take the 3-0, you'll take those maps. But if you're Doge, if you're Soupcan, if you're sitting there on Miami, it's time to start cleaning up some of that play. Because you can't always rely on OG Buns to find 2 or 3 with just spam or tires. You can't always rely on Kamani to, come up clutch with really good May play. It's not feasible, it's not sustainable, and we are seeing the consequences where this KCC team, sure, they didn't win today, but they were able to punish aggression really well.
Very much so. Is that you saw those fights and those points where KCC was coming out dominant is every time it opened with punishing that Junkrat. Punishing it overextend, just getting that as the first pick. Either way is, as we saw in that attack there on the side of Miami, is like the Junkrat just consistently getting punished fight after fight. And you look at the ult economy on KCC, then they were coming up on multiple ultimates there, and the ones they didn't have were in that 70 to 80 range. And Miami had a few themselves, but you look at that Junkrat, they were sitting at not even half their tire for a majority of that first attack, only really getting it at the very end there, right when they capped. So it's definitely that was what was working in KCC's favor there, is punishing that Junkrat, and it's something that Miami's going to need to definitely tune in. Wire that back in, make sure that Junkrat doesn't get picked as early as that. If they want to truly get that full value, he needs to just not get picked.
Yeah, I mean, it's still early season, so it's still it's still early season. We still have more matches to play. We still have more, we have more matches to play. It's not over yet for any of these teams. But either way, a closer match than expected than it would show on paper.
Again, 3-0 is deceiving.
Yeah. Saucepan, it's been a pleasure casting with you tonight.
I have to agree. It's been such a great time.
Yeah, and I believe that is it for us. We are going to be signing off. Take it easy, United Road community, and have a good rest of your night. We will see you for more matches over the course of this weekend.
Good night, chat. Been a pleasure.